Sure, that 1980 prom didn't go so well, what with the dead body and dead van count. But that was years ago. It's 1987. We're not gonna do Halloween at the prom anymore. No, we're doing A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, Leslie Nielsen has apparently retired as principal, so now we're in the much safer hands of, what? You got Michael Ironside to be the principal of your school? That's not gonna make the body count smaller. So if you think that this story of a prom queen who tragically died in the 1950s and then possesses a girl in the 80s in a quest for revenge doesn't sound too much like the first film, that's because it wasn't even intended as a sequel. It was originally shot as its own thing called The Haunting of Hamilton High, but retitled Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2 by the distributor to give it some name recognition. But even with that being the case, it did already have some ties with the first. Both are set at Hamilton High School, both were shot in Canada, Paul Zaza did the music again, and they have the same producer, Peter Simpson, whose son, Brock Simpson, appears in this one as well. Directing duties, though, went to Bruce Pittman, who will make it a perfect Saturday night at the movies, as he directed several segments of the movie show Saturday Night at the Movies. And the writer Ron Oliver would later work on plenty of sequels, such as Bigger, Fatter, Liar, Beethoven's Treasure Trail, alongside a lot of TV Christmas movies. There'd better be a flaming prom in each one of those. This movie had the supernatural power to make sequels all around. It's shot by John Herzog of Cracker Jack 2, features Lisa Schrage of Food of the Gods 2, Justin Louis of Saw 4, and Terry Hawks of Cube 0, and Beth Gondek of Screwballs 2? What are you doing here? I recognize the character Candy Bar anywhere. This school already seems quite sinister. Yes, somewhere in there is the drunken janitor from the first, graphically pleasuring himself with the pom-poms. This is shot like Nancy is gonna walk out and find Tina in the body bag from Elm Street. Makes sense to me. Jim Doyle did the effects here, who also did work on the first Elm Street. What kind of school basement is this? Indiana Jones didn't have to leave the country at all. The Ark was in the basement of the school, containing the spooky titles that'll melt your face. Here we meet Mary Lou Maloney, who confesses all of her sins, like disobeying her parents, taking the Lord's name in vain, and she's extremely popular.
I've had sinful relations, boys at my school. Many boys, many times.
My child.
What school do you go to? Just in case the Lord asks. She came here not to confess, but to gloat, and even writes for a good time call, in which the writer used his own number and was disappointed that no one called. Some things never change between 1980 prom and the 1957 prom. There's a lot of dancing going on, and what in the hell is with this old man student? Even I didn't start balding in high school. I like how he's supposed to be the younger version of Michael Ironside, but looks the same age as Michael Ironside. Sadly, though, he steps away for 1 second, and in no time, Mary Lou is off drinking and making out with that sleazy Bud Cooper. This is all incredibly tragic. She won't end up with Billy, and thus their kids will never be born. Billy is furious that he never got any action.
You've been pinned for a year and you never went this far. Well, here!
All you did was just brush my dick with sandpaper, and it hurt! There's another tie-in with the first one, too.
It's not who you come with, it's who takes you home.
Yes, the line in all the movies, the Bond James Bond of the series. While the first had that sweet disco soundtrack, albeit doing sound-alikes of popular disco songs, I like that they actually got a lot of 50s music here, from playing The Diamonds to Little Richard, and of course Hello Mary Lou by Ricky Nelson. Things aren't looking so good for Billy, who hangs out in the bathroom with all of the old people.
Enjoying the prom?
Not much. You?
Why, Why, yes, I am. I am the captain of the football team. Mary Lou is just one prom queen, so there's only so much time left to turn this into a prank gone wrong slasher like the first. He'll teach her to drink and make out without even offering him a shot of gin. Without a bucket of pig's blood laying around, only one type of prank will do. Good Lord, I was gonna suggest dumping used jock straps from gym class on her. Carrie White has no reason to complain now. Pig's blood will come right off. Poor Mary Lou was set on fire. She'll be fine. If that look doesn't say, I'm gonna come back to haunt your ass later, nothing will. But it's the 80s now. No one's thinking about Mary Lou anymore. They didn't even mention her in the first one. Here we meet our hero, Vicky Carpenter, played by Wendy Lyon of The Shape of Water. Not a coincidence her last name is Carpenter. It's one of those where the characters all have the last names of horror icons, from Wes Craven to Stephen King. I'm surprised her last name isn't King, since she kinda looks like she could play Carrie, and she also has a super strict mom with her disapproves of prom face. It does have an aesthetic, too, that sets it apart from the first. The first one did a good job of going for that Saturday Night Fever vibe, while this one is kind of going for a blue velvety-like hybrid of the 80s and a 50s look in some scenes. But when it is the 80s, it's very 80s, like this guy pitching his experiment while the others are talking.
I want something radical. So I developed the guacamole radio.
Wrap it up, son. You're wasting Einstein's time. The only reason Josh here is so cocky is because he got away with killing that girl in the first. Also, like the first, there's only about 10 students who go here. What did you do to all of them, Michael Ironside? We don't have the budget to show him making all the teenagers' heads explode. He's also very disappointed in his son for not wanting to go to college.
Oh, shit, Dad, I've been going to school for 100 years.
Tell me about it. I looked this old when I was a senior in high school. Meanwhile, her best friend combusted inside of Little Richard's laundry machine, while the other girls are vying for Queen Bitch.
Oh, I am gonna look so hot.
Too soon. We can still smell Mary Lou's burning flesh. Anyway, the best place to kill time is clearly the prop room, where we can find the gadgets for the upcoming death scenes. I have even more questions about this school than I had in the first. Sure, Mary Lou was set on fire and died in 57, but who the hell was the person who was like, alright, gather up her soul and burnt to a crisp cape and crown and stick it in the basement? Oh my god, my soul box! Why do I even have this picture on the wall to begin with? Oof, bad memories. Let's take a break. Ironside has enough on his mind right now. He doesn't need Father Brennan warning him about the Antichrist for no reason.
Paris. Paris is a woman. Paris is excitement. She bubbles with the spirit of gaiety and love, a lilting melody. Paris is romance, enticing and inviting. Yes, Paris is a woman, inviting you to all her beauty.
We're back. Let's just clean all that dirt off of the cape and you'll barely be able to notice the singed muscle stuck to it. Not everyone is into prom, though.
Who gives a shit?
Don't mind her. She's mad the release of the new Cure album was delayed. Even Jess here is sad that her crush isn't calling her back.
I've been trying to call him. He doesn't answer.
Why do you even want the drunk janitor to call you? On the plus side, the cape is back to normal. She will be perfect casting for the school production of Doctor Strange. Sure, she doesn't have anything to do with Mary Lou being set on fire, but that doesn't mean you go around taking the jewels off of her crown. That'll summon her spirit quick. It really works out for the soundtrack that there were a lot of songs in the 50s with the name Mary Lou in it. But bad luck for Jess that there are several things in the room that can kill you, and Mary Lou is using every single one of them. I'm sure she'll just leave her body hanging. Never mind, Mary Lou even put the window to good use. She's so powerful that the priest even prays to her every night. What? Her name is Mary, close enough. This is gonna put a real damper on the school day.
Jess. She killed herself.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. Same detective work that went into Elm Street 3. How could she do this to herself? While she's at the cemetery though, might as well visit the grave. I'm almost surprised they didn't also bury her body in the basement of the school. Kelly is for sure a shoo-in for prom queen. Look, she got surfer Michael Bay as her date. Vicky will be Miss Congeniality though.
You shut your fucking mouth, bitch!
I told you, it's Queen Bitch to you! The ghostly visions are also starting to take over. This seems about right for a cafeteria back then. The lunch lady ghosts are serving her fresh pool water from the house on Sorority Row. Hell, when the rapey greaser shows up, the movie becomes about half Elm Street and half Slumber Party Massacre 2, which itself was about half Elm Street. Wendy Lyon is really good in this. I like how the Mary Lou ghost gives her more attitude.
This came for you this morning.
Well, thanks for opening it for me.
Those were my coupons. Mother is gonna disapprove of all of this. Putting lipstick on for the first time in your life is a gateway drug to demon possession. But what about Josh? Is he gonna get a date too?
You and I? At the prom? Together? No!
Oh, come on. If Slick can find a date by rolling up in his van, Josh has a chance.
What if I were to kiss you now and it would be so awful that we wouldn't be tempted later?
See, he just quoted her favorite movie, Annie Hall. He's got a date. Meanwhile, though, in Sexy Gym 101... My God, a slight hit on the head sends her right into the underworld from Super Hornio Brothers. How could any of this be happening? I specifically came down here to put Mary Lou's stuff in the chest where it belonged. I can't believe they even let me do that. Boy police work was questionable in the 50s. At least that got her sent home for the day. Her mom will have a rational reaction to this.
She's not sick. She just needs to spend time with the Lord.
Mom, damn, I was only hit in the head with a ball. I wasn't banging the coach and howling like in Porky's. Whatever, going to confession will shut Mom up.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have had sinful thoughts about my boyfriend.
God, I love this job. Like in all these movies, the priest knows exactly what's going on. Yes, it's because he was the man that Mary Lou was making out with, but also priests just know these kinds of things in horror movies. Mary Lou is a very random ghost. She'll possess the toy horse in Vicky's room to mess with her drawings that go from a self-portrait to, what in the hell, Dixie Carter from Designing Women? I didn't draw this. Wait till she sees the horse.
Go away.
Perfectly reasonable reaction to that. You buy a scary horse and that's a one-way ticket to the bed also attacking you. Everything from the cinematography and the effects are all really good here. And with this imagery, there should have been a character with the last name Raimi. That's nothing another trip to the cemetery can't fix. Yep, grave's still there, and so is someone else. I've run out of whiskey, but I can breathe on your face if you want to get drunk. Father Cooper has the right idea. If the Lord isn't going to stop Mary Lou, then perhaps an offering to Satan will help. Or at the least, quotes from The Exorcist.
The body of Christ compels you.
See, that always works. Now he can return to the cemetery. There are some graves of the people he hated in high school that he hasn't pissed on or set on fire yet. Also, he's writing up tickets for any future Hell's Angel. Heaven doesn't allow those kinds of wheels, son. It's time that these two had a heart-to-heart. Needs to be more 80s den-like. I demand more scotch and far more wood paneling. Now Bill can rub it in Bud's face that he gets laid far more nowadays. It's because I'm a priest, you idiot.
You're different people now. So why don't we forget about it, okay?
I wish it was that simple, believe me.
I still get an erection thinking about me and Mary Lou's nights together. It's all in the scripture that Mary Lou will come back.
Listen to this. If a person dies violently, unfulfilled in a life mission, the soul wanders purgatory for eternity.
Right? The book of Revelations warns of the mark of the beast on the prom queen's crown. They all just kinda knew Bill was the one who dropped the stink bomb that set Mary on fire, but I guess they were like, boys, right? That's just some good old-fashioned joshing. Everyone makes mistakes. And I can see where his son gets his smooth talker skills.
Shit, you look awful.
Well, excuse me, some of us can't wake up every morning looking like Aiden Quinn. He's contemplating whether it's worth it to continue the relationship and get some prom sex.
I am afraid I might hurt somebody. God, I might hurt you.
I'm afraid I'll also leave the waiter a terrible tip. I also like the subplot with Kelly so determined to get prom queen that she'll resort to talking to 80s Randy Meeks.
I want you to fix the computer voting.
Get serious.
Why else would we have computers in the school unless we use them to hack into the systems to fix our prom scores? She even wants to give him $100. That'll buy him at least 5 VHS episodes of Tales from the Dark Side. Oh, whoa, wait, they actually have class? I didn't know there was any learning going on here. I thought school was just where we showered, went to dance, and went home. Though I do love the part where Vicky gets an old yearbook.
Here, found it in my father's underwear drawer behind Miss September.
Okay, ghosts can wait. Why is your dad keeping the high school yearbook in his drawer next to his porn? Mary Lou had better do something before we think too much about that.
Cracking up?
Vicky, that was awesome! And leave it to 80s Randy to also quote The Exorcist by just quoting The Exorcist.
Your mother sews socks in hell, Father Karras.
Or quoting the SNL parody, close enough. Well, you're a bit much. Take me back to quoting The Exorcist in a more sinister way. Ah yes, a deleted scene from Regan McNeil Goes to School. Chalkboard ghosts are a nice idea, and it's a pretty badass looking effect too. I always thought that I was summoning some kind of evil force when I had to pound erasers after class. Here's how we know she's gone the full Mary Lou. She's even doing Mary's favorite hobby of macking on the priest.
Will you help me, Father?
Of course, child.
Will you fuck me?
You were supposed to meet me outside. I haven't gone to the ATM yet. Oh, wait, no, you're not the prostitute I ordered. This poor dude should be like, why are you even mad at me? Billy's the one who set you on fire. Why does everyone else have to die? It's because none of you turned Billy in, you prick. And she does come with a rockin' soundtrack, too. Why, hello, Mr. Ironside. You don't know how much I loved you in cross country. Now come with me. I'm gonna tie your dick in a knot with my teeth to make everyone jealous.
Hey guys, wait up. Craig's with me. Scram.
You're the English teacher. You shouldn't be hitting on him to begin with. She's even being militant at setting up prom. Or as Josh puts it,
I'm telling you guys, she's possessed. Linda Blairsville.
we get it. You just saw Repossessed, a classic from the former principal. Also, we should probably be getting a whole new staff in general.
And how are you doing, Vicky? Everything looks good from here.
I'm feeling an A+ in chemistry between the two of us. The hell, subtle dude. Lord knows what kind of STDs this guy has. Oh, God, yep, I know that burning. It's them crabs again. And why is she getting shit for this?
I watched you in science class today. You did something to Craven, didn't you?
He grabbed my ass. He's lucky I only set his dick on fire. Also, I think that teacher may have taken over as the cinematographer, too. These scenes are shot in we added nudity to the script at the last minute vision, with one saying, okay, just let me run around in at least a towel, and Wendy Lyon like, hell yeah, let's do this. We should take another commercial break. Best hide out in the locker. If Yearbook Dad finds out about this, he's gonna show up with a camera to put the pictures in his drawer again.
My sister turned sweet 16 today. She invited all her friends, so I have to look as pretty as they do.
My Sweet 16 Cosmetics helps you grow up right before your eyes.
You look gorgeous.
It's fun to play my Sweet 16.
We're back. I'm sure Monica's gonna be safe hiding out in the locker.
A wop bobbaloo bop, a wop bam.
Every nerd in the audience now has nightmares for life. And Jesus, Mary Lou wasn't just the wildest person in school, but the wildest person who ever lived.
What's the matter, Nordham? Don't you know how to use this thing?
That's not sandpaper, that's a mouse trap. And why is she going after the principal? Oh, right, that makes sense. He did kill her. Sorry, Bill. I knew I should have started with you first. Whoa, hey, settle down there, little lady. What do you think this is, a confession booth? She lets him go for now. Why? Because he's Michael Ironside. We gotta keep him here till the end. Also, I don't know how, but I think she may be possessed by Caligula as well. Yes, the horse, but also the incest. Hey, save it for your date, Missy.
Jezebel! Harlot!
Oof, I guess I'm off the hook. And there's plenty of glass nearby, so that'll take care of Mom, too. Obviously, another suicide. Parents don't have the best relationships with their kids around here. Look what happens when Bill tries helping his son.
All right, where are my shoes?
Right here.
It's the best way I can enjoy my scotch and newspaper in peace. Let the kids have their fun at prom, where the theme isn't disco madness, but Ducky madness. Just saying, I wouldn't put it past Ducky to have a hollowed out TV at the school where he keeps his booze. That's even impressed Kelly, who will still make sure that she wins prom queen with his computer skills. It'll make her father, Frank Henenlotter, very proud, and her date is too high to be none the wiser. Truly, this is how he wanted to go out, dead from spilling his Jolt Cola right on his fancy new prom computer. This is the most 80s prom I've ever seen. I didn't know we used an Atari to announce our prom queens back then. It's making Bill feel young again. He'll do another classic prank, like just shooting her. Poor Kelly, though, right?
Hey, Kelly, how'd you blow it?
It's your fault. You're Ron Oliver, the screenwriter. You're always lurking around. You were in the diner, too. It's also your fault for writing it in that Ironside shoots the prom queen. Now get her dress and crown downstairs to storage immediately. This movie is batshit and fantastic. While getting mixed to negative reviews at the time, it's gone on to be wildly more well received in later years, to where I often see it brought up as the best of the series. And really, it's my favorite one of the series too. This tops the gruesome prom climax from the first. Now we got a burnt skeletal corpse wreaking havoc. Forget Carrie, give her a snake and she's Jennifer. The movie definitely is Elm Street, The Exorcist, and Carrie all thrown into a blender, but what makes it work is that it gives it a 50s and contemporary style and cinematography that stands out, plus the death scenes and effects are original, the acting is very good, and most importantly, they keep it unpredictable, instead of just a hybrid film that runs through the motions. You can even see the influence in later films such as Jennifer's Body. Mary Lou Maloney is a fun villain, the best villain of the series, and the only character to be in more than one Prom Night movie. It's less revenge and more she just really likes killing. Why have a portal to hell in the school basement if you're not gonna put it to good use? After all, she really just wanted her crown this whole time. I'm gonna tell my son that this is Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Though one thing you can predict is that this will be one where the ending seems like everything is fine, but there's gonna be a gotcha ending just waiting there. If Michael Ironside taps you on the shoulder like this, his character is not gonna be leading you to safety. Don't get in the car with him.
I'm going to
They're playing our song.
And the weird thing is, he's not even possessed. Like I said about the cross between the 50s and more modern films, it's appropriate that it goes out like the last scene of Elm Street and the last scene of Grease. I want to know where it goes from here. Ironside isn't in the third. Financially, it didn't do as well as the first, but it didn't lose money. And this is made to be rented on a Friday night, so writer Ron Oliver and producer Peter Simpson would be back for the 1989 film Prom Night 3: The Last Kiss. We will be watching that third film, but at the same time, I really think that Hamilton High School needs to stop having proms.
Prom Night 3: The Last Kiss. A romantic comedy from hell.